Great job by Mac Anglin. I mean, he deserves a ton of credit. Just stayed out there and battled, pitched like a true Friday night guy, and I guess one of the best offenses in our league and in the country. I mean, Georgia Tech's averaging over 10 runs per game, and for him to pitch the way he did just says a lot about him. Very, very proud of him. Ben Blackwell. I've often said we kind of go as Ben Blackwell goes, and right there in the first inning, he's down 0-2, first 2 pitches of the game, and he works an 0-2 count walk and scores on an angle base hit, and he had another 2-strike hit, and then he had a single, 2 RBIs. He was just he scored 3 runs, drove in 2, and then Blake Wright deserves a lot of credit today. Fouled a ball off his knee. Obviously, he's hobbling around, and man, you talk about a guy just stayed out there and battled. He wasn't going to come out of the game, and he played a great baseball game for us. And it was great to see Will Taylor, get his first start, base hit in his first at bat. Got on base, scored a run, hit a ball pretty good to right field. He looked pretty comfortable in the box. Plate discipline was really good. He just needs more reps. And we have to continue to monitor how he recovers after his first game out there. But all in all, pitching staff, Mac Anglin gave us 7, threw well. Towle and Chuck was great in relief. Played a pretty good game defensively, swung the bats very well. Leadoff guy reached base, I think, in first 6 innings. So just did a good job of playing good baseball tonight, and it was great to see. Had a great crowd here. Really appreciate the fans coming out and supporting our guys. I know it's been up and down, but it's great to see the fans come out and support the players, and all in all, played a good baseball game.
Monty, Mac really set the tone for you with those 3 strikeouts on their 3 best hitters right off the bat.
Yeah, he did. He really did. And if you look at the thing that probably impressed me the most about him tonight, he got through the lineup 2 times without a walk. He didn't issue a walk until the 3rd time through the order to Simpson, the leadoff hitter. So just the ability to throw that many strikes, against a very dangerous offense, and execute pitches the way he did, and he threw a ton of fastballs. He used his fastball today. I think they were expecting him to spin the ball a little bit more, and he really utilized the fastball today, and just did a great job of pitching.
Considered that the bullpen has put in a lot of work lately, but you didn't have any midweek games.
Mm-hmm.
He goes 7, Ty goes 2.
Mm-hmm.
How big is that now? You've got pretty much everybody rested for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good for us. I mean, we did inter squad on Wednesday and threw everybody, and then just to get them some work. So those guys get another day of rest. Yeah, it is. It most definitely is. But again, you go through 2 times through the order like that as a starter, and you can issue a free 90. That's about as good as it gets. Because oftentimes, as you guys know, you walk a few guys, and the next thing you know, when you're facing dangerous hitters or runners on base, that's where he gets you. So for him to be able to just command the ball the way he did, get us deep into the game, like you said, David, and only having to use one guy to pen, will set us up pretty good for tomorrow.
Coach, you mentioned Will Taylor making his debut, singled in his first collegiate at bat. Do you think we'll see him at DH for the most part, or maybe in the outfield a little bit too?
Well, our plan, my plan is to play him in the field tomorrow. We're going to probably try to alternate him as far as DH, play the field, DH. We'll bounce him back and forth, and we want to see how he does. This is not going to be like a set in stone thing with Will. We have to see how does he feel tomorrow. The plan is to try to get him into the field tomorrow. However, we need to see how he feels when he gets to the ballpark. Is he stiff and sore? He's on base a few times, and it was a long day. So we just want to make sure he's okay. But would love to play him in the field tomorrow and see how he does.
It was good seeing him run down that line for that fielder's choice. He prevent the double play and had to show that speed.
Yeah, and he's just been amped up. You could see he was just super amped up today, and when he got to the ballpark, just the level of intensity with his body language and during BP and in the cages, and he tells a football player, which I love to see. But he was locked in and dialed in and ready to go.
Is that in center, or do you maybe move him to the corners to try?
Probably would play him on the corners to begin with. Again, we need to be careful with him. He hadn't. Through the rehab process and trying to get him to this point, he swung the bat a whole lot more than he's ran around playing balls off the bat. So he doesn't have a lot of reps on defense, not nearly as many reps on defense as he does with the bat. So I would probably err on the side of being conservative and use him on a corner outfield position first. And and then as the speed and the comfortability comes back from just getting those reps, then we may consider center field at some point. But for right now, I thought Dylan had good at bats tonight, and we will probably err on the side of caution playing him on the corner.
You started French behind the plate instead of Engel tonight. You came up with your only home run. How difficult, or what went into that decision to start French instead of Corbett and out in the outfield after Engel behind?
Corbett's out for the weekend.
He's out.
Okay, he has an injury, so he is out for the weekend, which is why, because he would most definitely be in the lineup if he was available. So he's out. So when you take Corbett out of the lineup, you have to start thinking about, okay, well, who can play left field, and that you're going to DH Taylor. So Engel, it just made a lot of sense to catch Frenchie, play Engel in left field, and DH Taylor. In my mind, I felt like that was the best mix of putting Taylor in that DH spot, knowing that Corbett couldn't play. So that went into the decision of catching French tonight.
You don't expect Corbett to be out too long, though?
He will not be available this weekend.
Okay.
We hope to have him back by Friday game against Virginia.
Okay.
That's the hope.
Coach, Hawkins had a big game today, 3 for 5, a couple of ribbies. Good to see him have a good day at the plate.
Yeah, it was. We needed Breyer to have a good day because we had to move him up. With Corbett being out, we moved him into the 5 spot because he has experience in the 5 spot. So we put our most experienced player in that RBI spot, and he had a great day for us.